Hello everyone, so today what I wanted to do was demonstrate some of the features of the xPlane 12.1.0 Beta 2 which was released 3 days ago at the time of recording. I recently updated to this and some of the G1000 enhancements specifically I wanted to show you. So I thought a nice way to do that might be to do a little flight on VATSIM, and this video is just going to be the planning for that flight, deciding where to go and sorting out the flight plan. So because it's the G1000, I thought I'd use the Cirrus SR22. That's my go-to default aircraft in the xPlane 12. So that's the plan, the Cirrus SR22, an IFR flight using the G1000. So let's work out where to go. So to do that, there's a few options. We can have a look at who's online currently. I want to do a UK flight because that's what I'm most familiar with, the procedures and everything for. So vatglasses.uk is a great website to see who's currently online in the UK. So I'll just refresh that. And this is great because you can adjust the altitude based on the sectors, based on the altitude. So as I change the level there, you'll see that the different sectors light up and who covers them. If there were different controllers on doing the different sectors, they'd be in different colours, but because this is all bandboxed by London South at the moment, you can click on it and it'll show you it's London Control. London South is covering, in this case, TC Southwest Willow, and their frequency 129430. So that's who's online at the moment. You've got Gatwick Tower and Humberside Tower and like I say, AC South. Not a lot of options there, so might look at doing a flight a little bit later on when there's better ATC. Could plan it all later, or one good option is to go on the VATSIM UK Central Training System, so cts.vatsim.uk, and then at the top right there's the bookings calendar, which is what we're on now, so just refresh that. Having a look for today, which is Sunday the 19th, you can see that there's going to be Jersey ground. Now you've got to remember that all these times are in Zulu, so it's currently British summer time, so the times differ by about an hour, well exactly an hour. So the current Zulu time is about 8 o'clock, so that will give us a couple of hours to get set up. You've got Jersey ground and Jersey zone, that would be quite nice as a departure possibly, and then I don't think the Cirrus will make it all the way to, is that Stornoway, Echo Golf Papa Oscar? It's quite a long way up to there anyway, so maybe something closer, something like Birmingham. That might be good to have a Birmingham radar approach unit on. So yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with Jersey to Birmingham and then depart sometime between 10 and 12 Zulu to get there. Yeah, so I guess depart towards the end of that window, but we can get in the aircraft nice and early and go through some of the features in the G1000 before we depart as well. So to plan the actual flight then for the routing and all that kind of stuff, I know some people quite like to use SimBrief, so I'll show you how that's an option. You'd go on new flight in SimBrief. We go from Jersey to Birmingham and the SR22, and it'll generate a flight for us. However, you might notice this flight's a bit, well, they say NATS on the side there. That means, I guess, that they're from the National Air Traffic Services database or whatever, but you can see this has a uniform Mike 189, so it's an upper airway, so it's probably not going to be suitable for the cruising levels that we're going to be at in our Cirrus SR22, and there's probably other restrictions that I'm not aware of to do with this route or whatever, so it's probably more useful to get what's called the standard routing document. That's what I use for planning a UK domestic flight. So if you just Google standard route document, I think one of the top results is the NATS digital data sets, and then down here under the SRD standard route document for the effective AirAC, that's the one you want, hit download, and that'll get you this XLS, so spreadsheet basically, which you can open in Excel or similar, and you can see I've downloaded that what's new for the 16th of May 2024 airrack. So that's 2405, which is the current one released about 3 days ago. It's got new routes and amended routes. I don't think they're going to affect us, but it's always worth having the latest version to make sure you're on the correct one. And then we can go to routes, and the way this works is you've got the first column A for the aerodrome departure or the FIR entry point if you were coming in from outside the UK flight information regions, and then you've got column G for the destination airport or the UK FIR exit point. So to get the ones we might be interested in, we select the whole thing under data, go filter. That brings up these drop downs at the top, so we can deselect all. To depart from Jersey, to arrive at Birmingham, and that shows us all these different routes. We're obviously going to be really quite low in the Cirrus SR22 compared to a lot of these routes, so you can see this column C is the minimum flight level that this route is valid for, so a lot of those are above the cruising level we'd expect. So the MC ones are the ones we might be interested in. There's some notes on those ones, so is it worth reading all those notes? If you want to read the notes, it's in this tab here on the bottom. So we'll start with 468. These are in numerical order, so you just scroll down to 468. I don't know of a good way to filter these by number, which would be really handy. But note 468, direct routing arriving Birmingham via that, only available for turboprop arrivals during the following times. Right, so it might be much simpler, to be honest, to just go with a simple route that's AUTAC Quebec 41 Silver, and that's at the lowest level as well. So we'll just have to stay below flight level 105 for that one, which is not going to be a problem. I could spend all day looking at all these notes and working out which of these routes is the best, but I think I'll be quite happy with AUTAC Quebec 41 Silver. So I'll just have a look what that looks like. So my tool of preference for that is skyvector.com. So there's lots of different things I'm using here, but hopefully you can pause the video if you need to. And that's skyvector.com. So we'll depart in Jersey, going to Birmingham, and the route I can just type in AUTAC was the departure, then Quebec 41 Silver. Look how direct or indirect that seems. It doesn't seem to be liking Quebec 41. Wonder why not. Sometimes it's not all completely up to date. That sometimes it's not perfectly up to date, but it has got Quebec 41 there and there, so it's kind of like up to Southampton VOR, and then I think that one's Quebec 41 up to Silver, so that looks fairly direct to us, for us I should say, so I think that should be fine. It's a simple route to program and everything. It's almost too simple for the purposes of this tutorial, but I'm sure you'll get the idea when we jump in the aircraft. So we'll go to pre-file that. I know you can pre-file through that through SimBrief to VATSIM. I could put the route in here. I could put AUTAC Quebec 41 Silver analyze routes. It's valid for the airrack. It's actually that one there, isn't it? With this, I don't like to file via a SID though, because they runway dependent in the UK, so that the letter at the end of the SID will be the runway news, so I don't like to file via that, but I could then generate the flight. And it would say at the bottom pre-file on our network, and I could pre-file to VATSIM. But what I'm actually going to do is go to the VATSIM pre-file page, which is on, if you go to my.vatsim.net, and then under flight planning, file a flight plan, there's a new beta version which I think is better, so I'm going to go here to go to the beta version. Then I can just put in the route before I forget it. AUTAC, Quebec 41 Silver. My call sign will be Golf Oscar Papa Mike. Flight rules will be IFR, date of flight is today, full voice, because we always send and receive on voice. If you can only receive, obviously receive only. If you only text, text only. Aircraft will be the SR22 Cirrus, which is a lightweight category. Equipment ICAO. I always struggle to know what these equipment and transponder things should be, so I think the equipment is G because I have a Garmin GPS. Could be wrong on that. And transponder. You know what? I'm going to look this up. So ICAO equipment codes transponder. C for mode A and C. G for GNSS. That's what I've put for that. But why does it need a separate transponder thing? So yeah, here we are. So N for nil, mode S, ID and altitude. I have no idea which one I'm equipped with. I'm gonna guess S. Sounds fairly sensible. Departure will be Echo Golf Juliet Juliet for Jersey. The off block time, well, we said we wanted to be towards the end of that window there, so probably around 11 Zulu, bit after that, maybe 11:15 Zulu. It doesn't matter too much on the flight plan, so as long as it's roughly right. It's not like we're getting a slot or anything out of Jersey, I don't think. Cruise speed will be about 180 knots. Cruise level, we've got to be below 105. It's quite a short flight and it's eastbound, so it'll be an odd level. So I'm going to say flight level 70. Arriving into Birmingham. En route time to get that, just have a look at SkyVector. I've got flight level 70 in, cruise 180. It says 114. It's longer than I'd expect, but must be right. So I'll call it a bit longer than that for the SID and the star. So the en route time 01:25. Alternate, we'll go with East Midlands, that's close to Birmingham. And endurance, we'll go with full tanks in the SR22, which gives us about 7 hours. And then we can leave all that blank. We don't need to worry about it. It's not mandatory. If we had any remarks or anything like that, we could put those in, but we can file the flight plan and we'll get a little green box, hopefully. Flight plan filed, enjoy your flight. I will also save this flight plan because I don't know if it will remember it for that long, because that's 11:15 Zulu. That's over 2 hours in the future, so I'll save that in case it's forgotten it. It's flight plan saved, and then in saved flight plans there you can see it's here, so I could load it and if refile it if I need to later on. So yeah, that's pretty much the flight planning done. Next I think we'll be jumping into the aircraft, and I can show you some of the features of the new Garmin and things, and get everything programmed in before we go on our flight from Jersey to Birmingham. Hopefully catch you in that video. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.